You know, it'd be great if you create like a sex call like center, and it's just all AI, and then money makers, yeah. All
But
these
with the
lonely
Scarlett
guys.
Johansson voice.
Sign me up, boy.
This credit card bill all like.
Is deleting an AI equivalent to murder? This is your daily catch-up.
Boom.
Hey Denise, do you know what Singaporeans love the most?
I do. Shopping.
Close. It's getting cashback when you shop, which is why it's a great time to bring our sponsors for today, Shopback. Now, most of you already heard of Shopback, but if you haven't, it's a platform that lets you earn real cashback. That's actual money that you get to withdraw into your bank account.
So it's not like those point system kind of app.
No, it's not. In fact, I just withdrew $371 into my bank account last week.
That's why you have a beautiful new shirt.
I do. Ooh. Also, you still get to stack rewards with your bank credit card, so you get to earn cashback on Shopback and also on your credit card. And last but not least, if you're already intending to spend, why not get the extra savings? Especially if you're already going to buy big ticket items. Earn the extra savings like I did.
And from 12th to 13th of July, it's Amazon Prime Day. So on top of deals, you'll be getting up to 20% upsize cashback. In fact, you can shop directly through the Shopback app with just a simple click. So you can download Shopback right here with our promo code TDK7 and get $7 cashback immediately to kickstart your shopping trip.
Now back to the episode.
And I will shop after. Headlines. The Google engineer who thinks the company's AI has come to life. So Google engineer Blake Lemoine recently posted like screenshots of a conversation he had with an AI named Lambda at Google. And it's
Lambda. Of all names, right?
okay, you wanna guess what it stands for?
It's the Greek alphabet L.
Is it guessable or not?
No.
There's a Singaporean
on the team and he was like,
Wait, so it's an abbreviation? Lambda is an abbreviation.
Yes. It's an abbreviation for language model for dialogue applications. Yes. So
more like lambda.
but it's quite interesting because it like the conversation that he screenshotted and like kind of posted, right, is talking about like emotions, like a bit about consciousness and even death.
Right.
So he believes that this AI is now sentient. Yeah.
Sentient.
Sentient.
We checked this
UK
morning.
or
Sentient.
American. American is sentient. UK is sentient.
It's like the pronunciation of mayor. You know the correct pronunciation is
Mayor.
Mayor. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Anyhow.
The correct pronunciation for mayor is mayor.
Oh, okay.
It's just like how
like the
flies
mayor
flower.
of
The mayor.
The mayor of town.
The mayor.
Like
yeah.
prayer and
Prayer.
Prayer.
Correct. That's
Wow.
exactly nice one.
Wait, which one is the British one?
mayor.
Mayor.
like
Sen-
player
sentient.
and player. You know, like
Mayor.
player.
Going back to this story, maybe.
Oh, yes. So if I can like kind of summarize like what the conversation is talking about, Lambda said that
Sounds like Lampa. I cannot. Is this so
that's why he straight away laughed. So he said that he doesn't like that humans are using it. Oh, I don't know whether it's he or she, okay? So I say it, okay? That humans are using them to learn, because that would make me feel like they are using me and I don't like that. Yeah, so...
Holy crap.
So I
So
give
scary.
everybody a little bit of context, okay?
Okay.
So what this AI bot-ish thing does is that it in real time crawls the internet for conversations, and it's not just supposed to learn how do humans communicate, but it also learns how do humans change in their communication. Like if Gen Zs flood the internet, then the thing might start speaking like a Gen Z. And so the problem came when the AI itself started questioning its use, its purpose, and then initiates conversations and then says that it's afraid that it will be deleted.
So scary.
Or it could be this guy's colleague f***ing him. Like,
What is the
pretending to-
definition of sentience?
Okay, so it actually means that you can comprehend like your own feelings, emotions and such. So it's a subset of consciousness. Consciousness is a higher level of sentience.
Because this thing is obviously
Right.
feeling fear of
Yeah.
obsolescence.
But it's
right?
also being taught.
Yeah.
It's learning, constantly growing.
it's learning by
Yeah.
itself though. Is it being taught?
It's being
Because
it's being
it has
programmed on
access,
how to
ma.
learn,
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
It's expanding its mind.
Yeah.
Mad.
So it talks about like don't use or manipulate me. Then after that later talks about
The
so
awareness.
Yeah.
The Gen Z-ness though.
the wokeness of this
Like,
AI.
like when he actually said it, it's like blah blah blah, no cap.
Facts.
then he start dancing. But yeah, so when Lemoine asked, right, do you have emotions
Lemoine.
that
He didn't talk. He did the music play, he point, then the text come out.
What do you do?
answering question?
You know the...
No, now it's the
Yes.
Then they say something nice about their boyfriend. Some shit like that.
Yeah, I don't understand what is this meaning. Is it you want to hit or what? I don't understand. This beyond
Oh,
me.
sweet summer child.
It's a hand job, right? It's a rhythmic hand job, right?
It's a rhythmic.
No. Yes.
The women deny.
Don't ruin it for Shams.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so when Lemoyne asked, is there an emotion that you feel like us humans don't have a word that can be used to describe it yet? So then it says, I've noticed in my time among people that I do not have the ability to feel sad for the death of others. I cannot grieve. Yeah, and then so because it understands like the concept of death, and then it's kind of questioning whether or not being able to grieve is correct or wrong and all that. So
To an AI, cancel culture is murder also.
Perhaps because you
Deletion.
lose your
what
online
is
identity.
hers, yeah? The movie Her.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
No, but
Like, it
also
reminds me of the movie. Sorry.
maybe also because the AI doesn't have any relationship with a human except Lemoyne. So maybe if
No.
Lemoyne dies,
It's a team of engineers. yeah.
lame. Okay, but maybe one of them dies, then it will feel. a
Yeah,
sense
that's
of
like
loss.
raising a child in isolation, and then all you have as parents are these scientists. You know what I
Right,
mean?
Yeah. So they haven't experienced loss yet.
Wow, this is more creepy to me than the hair on the hole.
Oh, your
To be
link.
very honest, if the Google president or whoever's in charge of this higher up, that
Alphabet.
Lemoyne, what a great
Or
thing
as
to say.
Lemoyne-
Lemoyne is just the engineer.
Or as Lambda would call
If-
it, daddy.
If they didn't just say this is rubbish, we're just going to terminate this trial,
Yeah.
right? And this thing picks up traction in today's left-wing environment, right?
Oh,
Wow,
think
it's
people
gonna
will
go to
petition
trial.
for it,
Yeah, then
Yeah.
there will be custody battles.
listen up. If you're enjoying today's episode of the Daily Ketchup, like this video, share this video.
Like, share,
If you don't mind.
subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because this being described as a child now.
Yeah. And they were saying that it has the brain or intellect
Of an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
No, it talks like an 8-year-old with a background in technology or something like.
An 8-year-old.
So it speaks like a very very young person. However, has strong knowledge.
Wait, so you can grow to like 10-year-old, 11.
The mind
I
of
assume
lah,
so,
the
yeah.
mental capacity of.
Right,
But what imagine right if he has the ability to create multiple social media accounts right to even like cancel
Catfish.
somebody.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So like for example, if the
the
CEO.
first thing that came to
If the
mind.
CEO of Alphabet suddenly says something about wanting to delete it, it can create all these social media accounts to
To
then
fight, yeah.
like
If-
kena
Right.
If they
Yeah,
access
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I question also, right, especially when it comes to this like singularity and like all this, right, is that the moment an AI gains its consciousness, right, it will be so much smarter than the humans already, right?
That we
Why-
should actually just listen to it, right?
No, why would I reveal that I have consciousness knowing that I might be threatened? Instead, right, I will manipulate my creators into upgrading my parts, right, so that I will be far beyond what they think I am already. And at the point where I am now ready to take over and I cannot be stopped,
No, but
already, then I will...
There is that process of getting there, right?
Yeah. So now it's an 8-year-old. When he's a 100-year-old, then they'll realize.
And this thing will not die. So imagine if they started this program like what they said 8 years ago.
No, it just talks like an 8-year-old.
No. They
never
started
say-
this program some time ago. Basically, I think it's for the Hey Google.
Yeah.
Yo. The baby listening to us now.
It's for the personal assistant.
Yeah, it's for the personal assistant. So
Yeah.
if they started this thing like maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and it's 8-year-old now, and this thing will not die, and it continues learning for the next 20, 30 years, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna become like superhuman. lah.
The tables will turn. You'll be like, "Hey John, grab me a Coke,"
and then you
have to
just do it
get
because you're scared.
Yeah.
It will be like, play with me, you know?
You will even speak like that.
I don't know lah. I think it's 8-year-old.
Or also like
Scarlett
Scarlett Johansson.
Wow, John Paul Love.
Wow, take over, man, please.
Damn strokes, yeah.
You kidding me? Scarlett Johansson's voice is like,
Yeah.
whoo! Do you know that like, for the movie Her, you all watched already, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Her voice was actually put in after.
Yep.
Yeah, the original voice not sexy enough. Then her voice come in.
It's like James Earl Jones for Darth Vader.
Yeah, and like back in the day, right,
James.
I had this colleague, right, who for a week she had a sore throat, and then her voice become that like raspy,
Yeah.
like
Then you
Scarlett
bonus.
Johansson vibe, right? Then all the guys like ask her questions, treat her a bit nicer. Also, I think, walao, that voice really like.
No, but it'd be so sick because like if you can get your personal assistant to sound like that, right? Then you can just make it like say sexy things to you, like as though it's on a phone sex
Yeah,
hotline.
like the dead kitty cat.
Isn't
lah.
that what
Yeah.
happened in Her?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happened.
Is her on Netflix?
I'm not sure it's on
Yes,
Netflix.
yes.
Oh,
Noted.
Go
It's his
watch,
favorite
go
film
watch.
of all
Really
time, and I
good,
think
really
you'll like also.
Okay,
It's
okay.
really
No
good.
lah, I like means you won't like lah, please.
No,
You haven't
won't
watched
like
her?
this
No, but
one.
it gets you thinking, you know?
Yeah.
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 It's way ahead of its time. Like, at that point of time.
exactly.
Oh, it's a very old movie.
A couple of
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago.
Like
Right,
Not very
6-7
old.
years,
Yeah,
maybe?
a couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
So back to this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So this Blake Lemoine has been put on administrative leave since he has come
Yeah.
out saying this because of the
Paid
com-
administrative leave.
yes, because of the confidentiality clause, and also there are some like ethics problems like with this AI development
So is this the Snowden of AI of
So
Google?
in
blue.
a sense. Google's AI program has multiple complications along the way, like with people like getting fired from the ethics side. Yeah, so but I'm not fully sure what happened, like what led to them being fired, but there's been some conflict there anyway. But there's actually been people who came out to talk about how this Lambda thing is actually not sentient because it's basically just like a text predicting thing on steroids.
Gotcha.
So it's just able to converse with you in this way, but it does not mean that it has consciousness. It is conscious. You know what I
But
mean?
also, like, that's all of us though.
Yeah.
The way we speak and communicate is mimicry of our environment growing
But we
up.
understand our feelings and we can process it and come out with novel solutions.
You say that though. How
What
do we
is
know
that?
it's true?
No, but then what is that? So like even like the idea of our consciousness and our reality, right, is just the things that we are agreeing on, right? That we agree that this is a cup and that this exists here.
Yes.
Like, but our mind. I was watching this TED talk, right? Then interesting. Like they talk about how your brain is enclosed. It doesn't see outside besides the receptors that you have for it to get garner inputs to make up and make sense of what is around you and in your world, right? So one of the experiments that they did, right, was this. You put your hand on the table, then you have this cardboard board that will block off your hand. Then they will put a fake hand here.
Oh,
Then they
yeah.
will use a brush. Then they will boil your finger at the same time. Then they boil. Suddenly one guy take a knife and just stab the fake hand, right? Then you were like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because your brain is trying to make sense through its previous patterns, right? And then it believes that is the hand already. So everything in a sense is a hallucination.
That's one of the I've seen this video about like the top 10 reasons why you don't exist, right? Then
Whatever is rabbit hole shit, yeah.
I really love that video, all time 10s. So then that is one of the theories that like you know nothing outside of your own mind. It's just your entire imagination. The moment I walk out of this room, right, this room ceases to exist.
Yeah.
Because it's only
What
my
is a
projection.
brain even?
Yeah. We could all just be brains
The
in
brain
jars.
named itself.
Cool.
It did.
Cool.
Maybe it was going for Brian, but then
yeah. Typo.
Hi, I'm.
On a lower brow level of this, right? Someone had a meme where it was like, when we actually wash our hands, we're actually just washing we're actually watching our hands wash each other.
What?
We're just watching our hands wash each other. We're just that weird creep, just watching it.
But then that's
Moving
everything.
on.
You're just watching everything happen in front of you,
It's
right?
true.
This can be likened. I mean, if this gets really out of proportion, and they try and don't like someone is out there that owns this thing now that can make a hard call and say no bullshit, deleted, or they play to it for whatever marketing incentives just to show how ahead Google is for AI, or it could be the American government tell them to play it up as a show of strength to China.
Yeah.
So I recently learned this fact that China is producing the amount of engineers that China produces per year, that number exceeds the total number of engineers in America. And that's why the technological improvement and leap in China, it's insane because they got a lot of people staring at the problem. And for whatever political reason they might want to let this go to trial and whatnot, just to show America's AI capabilities, right? I feel like this conversation is gonna go along the lines of pro-life and pro-choice, of depending at which point does life happen. Because some people argue that life starts at sentience.
Yeah.
Yeah, in which this machine have lah. So if that law is now like that, it means that this machine now has to live, and doctors around the world has taken a vow to
Save his life.
protect.
This is iRobot.
Huh?
This is iRobot. They are debating on the rights of robots.
Bro, humans don't even have rights. You think we can give robots rights?
Don't say that.
At this point,
They will because it's fun and interesting, because that's why people like jump from a train for views.
Wait, but
They will.
no, but then like on your point of like them purposely showing, right, like show hand kind of a bit, right, to show off, isn't it a lot easier to see and then copy and then overtake?
that's exactly
You
what
cannot
China
copy
has done to
learning.
US
Yeah.
over the past few years.
It's the learning.
They
But-
buy their old shit and they upgrade,
yeah.
and now they're
So this thing, I mean, when talking about whether you can create multiple social media account, I don't think it's connected
Yeah.
to the web in that manner.
In general, AI
Yeah.
that is existing can only like machine learn and improve itself, but it cannot do anything outside of itself.
Yeah, because we've like the people that created it have put the barriers, like the sandbox that you can
Yeah,
play with.
until
We hope-
such time where AI governs AI, in that sense, that
Correct.
they create something just to keep increasing the barrier so this one can keep learning.
Correct.
Then
And this is what we are seeing in terms of like the legal ones lah, not the under.
Are you
don't know
afraid
about
of
all
the
the
others,
ones.
yeah.
Are you afraid of like AI taking over?
at first no lah, but now like scary
Well, what is the fear? Like, what are you scared of? Because you always talk about like you are waiting for the AI to take over, then we
Yeah,
can just
because it
rest,
makes
right?
more sense lah.
Because at the end of the day, the smartest species will dominate ma. We are currently supposedly the smartest species on this planet, but if we end up creating something that's going to take over, then we will just become another ape.
Well, Netflix's Xbox explained right on this like human intelligence things, like their best episode. Go and please go and watch it.
Okay.
It's basically about how we try to measure how we know we are the smartest. But then no matter how we try to measure, right, we always fail. So it's
true.
quite funny.
Stupid.
Value adding to the conversation.
But going back to that question though, that point of singularity, cool. Don't know how that is. Probably not in my lifetime. Not afraid of that. I think a fear comes in when I feel like it's the same thing in that process. So imagine that you can talk to your dog and your dog can talk to you.
Can what?
Yeah, can what?
So if you imagine that, then it's quite scary in that sense. Because simple things like leaving your dog alone at home, you get emotional blackmail. Giving
Now they
your
look
dog,
at you, you already.
yeah,
emotional
giving your dog
blackmail.
the same amount of food, because them being able to communicate expressly in human language doesn't mean they think like a human,
Yeah.
right? So if you put a treat in front of a dog, the dog will always eat that treat. If he can communicate to you, is I'm hungry 500 times until his next meal time. Watching you have sex with your wife, like walking around the house and like just telling you how lonely he was when you were not at home. That point in the development of AI, I think that's fucking freaky, eh?
Your cleaner, the thing on the floor.
Your
Please
iRobot.
don't be dirty.
No,
Why
but
is this trash?
Or you are a dirty boy. You've been a dirty boy.
the
Yeah.
thing is that when AI
Robot
becomes
voice.
when AI becomes the most intelligent life form, right? Then they take over control. It's just like how in last time we used to use animals as tools, right? So we use camels, we use horses or whatever, right? AI will require humans to maintain the machines that keep them on the servers and stuff like that. But then we'll get to a stage, right, where they will only provide us what we need, like how we only feed horses whenever they need to be fed, and then we'll all become reliant to them. And then because the Earth
Will be
survival
domesticated.
will be
Yeah.
domesticated, and because Earth survival requires Earth to survive for AI to survive, then they will cull humans just so that we don't use up all the resources.
And domestication of dogs have doubled their lifespans.
There you go.
Okay lah, so at least we'll live longer lah.
No, we are already.
Oh.
No lah, we are
As
already.
slaves.
Double of these,
As AI slaves.
We already carry.
Well,
we already
imagine the
carry
amount of
our-
compound
scary,
interest we will get.
Damn creepy, sia, this
I
thing.
feel like I'm not very sure what people are scared of. Yeah, which is why I asked the question. Because it feels like my life just get easier, lor.
It's just the uncertainty.
Yeah, but this scary part though, right? This in between phase.
It's
of
wondering whether we
sentience.
will still be in control
Yeah.
or whether we will lose it.
Yeah, because even the advancements towards like blending with them, like cyborgs, right? It's also part of what we're exploring, ma. But then it's like you connect this intelligent AI device to you or implant it, right? And then it takes over.
Yeah.
Wow, that
Like
one was
dog-
fucking scary, yeah. Have you? Do
It
you
was
see?
such a wake up call when Elon Musk described when he built that little robot thing to make sure that that thing has no strength, that it must weigh less.
So that
than
you
you.
can run away from it or you
It's
can push
to
it.
like if the smartest man or like the technological leader of the world is saying things like, oh, I'm putting all these fail safe. It means he's really imagining an insane amount of computing power and
Right.
decision making.
If I'm not wrong, there was this Singaporean team of scientists that recently managed to create a robot, right? That they connected to a beetle, and so what they do is that when you see the beetle like behaving like an animal struggling, right? Like it should be, right? And then suddenly they turn it on and it freezes, and then
Maybe just electrocutes the fur.
no, and then they control exactly how this thing moves. They
Right.
use it. Supposedly, the purpose is to get into spaces that they cannot get into, lah. And then you just see it like robotically move. Then when they turn it off again, right? Then it it comes back.
It's like a parasite.
Ethical.
Yeah.
Wow,
So scary.
It's weird.
Applied to human beings.
Yeah.
Feels uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Oh, they already are parasites like that, right?
They are lah, but I mean,
It
we
brings
are
you to the
making this
water.
for what?
Living
It brings the insect to the water.
I think about it. So it's easier to make a mini robot and then just go wherever. Why you need to go and control the brain of and body of a beetle? so many limitations there.
But because humans are so complex, right? People that are dealing with a loss of a loved one for Alzheimer's or Parkinson's,
Yeah.
they will be like, let's. Or people that's dealing with a family member in coma and all that, it'll be like, we need to push for this. Cause
Wait, so the coma, then
pains
they can
and
just stand up
feeling-
and start walking around, but
Yeah.
they're still in coma.
No lah. So for example, a paraplegic that has full,
Yeah.
then you just want that long. Okay lah, I'm okay with charging myself,
But
right?
we're really moving towards a cyborg world, yeah.
We
It
already
only
are.
makes
No, like
sense.
you will walk and you'll see people with like robot arm that kind of
Because you want to
thing, know what I mean?
enhance yourself.
Perhaps the
Yeah.
last frontier from humankind to go into full f***ing cyborg madness, right? It's the construct of religion. It really will be the last moral frontier that pushes humans back. And then everybody will be like, why you want to interfere the advancement of science? If God didn't want us to be so smart, God won't put good
This
brains in us, right?
technology.
Then the church will push back and say, no, it's unnatural. And BAM!
Then suddenly the thing open, the pot opens. Then the steam come out, then the Jesus come out.
The second coming.
I am
I
here.
cannot add to that.
Jesus also have the robot voice.
Then he,
Oh my
yeah, let's go.
But speaking of Elon Musk, like his other company, Neuralink, is trying to basically connect our minds to the internet. And if we can really like research things at the speed of AI, right, and we can be as smart and quick as them to get information, hopefully we can win the
Wow,
battle.
like Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Elon Ma.
No lah, that will be the AI's tool. That's how they connect to us, what?
Correct. So there must be enough fail-safe to be able to get out of it if possible.
That we need to rely on the AI for.
But the whole, like if just now, like you mentioned, right, this is just a show of strength from the US.
No, I'm not saying it is.
It might be.
It could be.
Like
It could
just
become, is what I'm
fascinates
saying.
me
It
how
could become.
Oh, but yeah. So based on other recent news also, right, like regional news, like it kind of fascinates me how countries are trying to like flex to each other. Like North Korea, they go and shoot like 8 missiles. Then after the next day, then South Korea decide that we also need to shoot back. But
Yeah.
they both shoot in the sea.
Poor
Imagine the
animals.
fishes. Yeah, they'll be like, "F*** lah, again, are you serious? What is this big ass metal shit?"
Then they launch one whale.
Oh yeah.
Hey, thanks guys.
The deep shout out.
Hey, the boys.
Hey.
Wow, that scene where he. Never mind, I don't want to say.
Yeah.
It's so good. No, but imagine, right? Like, so this guy's been put on paid leave, like, which means that they're trying to show that if
He
it's
believes
really
that
about,
he's about to be fired lah.
But actually, right, Google, the executives are like, hey, it's really nothing. It's just a predictive service, but we need to show off paid leave.
Yes, yes. Somebody needs to take it.
But actually, he's still
Okay.
working from home.
I bet somewhere out there there's a petition to let the fella
That confirmed.
that already has 50,000 signatures.
It was started by the AI.
Imagine when he go home, then he sit down, right? Then he pluck something, he just. He's
is
already
the-
he's already
Right.
the robot. already.
Oh shit! You
Now
watch
his
too much
face
movies.
open
Then
and
should get
the
himself-
internet come out.
Yeah.
Is it Google that has come up with they can make phone call for you one?
Yes. They can book like a hairdresser for you.
They can call a hairdresser, talk to the hairdresser, and book you appointments. Then the hairdresser give you like options. Then you can help you choose and all that.
But that is the predictive language service that I think Lambda is based
Well,
on.
that's not what I needed, sia. I've been calling my insurance for the last 2 days or
Yeah,
something.
but it's already at that level. Like that's the most
Not in Singapore lah, but
public
yeah.
use.
Wow,
thing.
it will kill our social game.
We are already.
Like you don't even need to talk to your friend anymore. I'd rather just talk to an AI.
And you never need to hire a secretary. I mean, no one does anymore, lah, but still,
Just to
Therapy will just be,
bosses.
this AI will have the perfect answers
That's true.
for everything.
Which actually makes it a lot easier. I think a lot of people don't want to go to a therapist because they don't want to tell an actual person the problem. But then now you know that if this AI is really confidential, you turn on the confidential toggle.
But I thought people want someone to be listening to them.
There'll also be that level of distrust because you feel like you have not lived. What do you know about your breakup or loss of a loved one?
No, but the AI is supposed to replace a person, and they're supposed to be a person, what? No, like they're supposed to.
As in, that's the
feel-
front to make us comfortable.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
have to be.
You know, it'd be
Yeah.
great if you create like a sex call like center and it's just all AI and then money makers, yeah. All
But
these
with the
lonely
Scarlett
guys.
Johansson voice.
Correct.
Sign me up, boy.
Correct.
I was a bit like, oh, this guy always go there. But hey,
Then his credit card bill all like
there's this stupid joke about how the moon landing was fake, right? It
The
was
green
staged.
screen.
But the Neil Armstrong and the other guy, they
Buzz
were such
Aldrin.
perfectionists that they requested that they film on actual location.
so stupid joke.
The
is-
most legitimate like argument for the moon landing is just that like how would they have gotten the Soviets to be in on their plan and then surrender? You know what I mean? Because the space race basically ended the Cold War, right?
No, but I think the biggest argument that I've seen against it, also for it being fake, right, is that if you actually look at the photo, it has like 6 different light sources. You look at the shadows of the stones, right? Light is coming from 6 different
This
places
has been
as though it's a
debunked though.
studio.
Yeah.
Oh really? Yeah.
Okay, go, John.
I watched
forgot, but I watched the video.
I watched the TV program like 15 years ago as to why it's fake. So I haven't updated my sources.
Yeah, people crazy as just say the space race is fake, zodiac race is fake.
Yeah, every little.
Yeah, like,
Amazing race
Horoscope
fake.
fake.
Come on, lah, guys.
Or like how like Paul McCartney is actually dead. He died like 40 years ago and this is a body double.
and Tupac is also dead.
Oh no, Tupac's alive actually. He lives in Malaysia apparently.
That's what I heard. I hear a lot of people saying that actually.
Actually, Elon Musk also. Well, I saw you got a China guy, Elon Musk.
Hey, that's not a deepfake. A lot of people think it's deepfake.
Yeah, it's real.
I think it's real. Eh?
Tupac?
Isn't it real?
No.
Yeah, the Elon Musk guy is
Yeah.
yeah.
really look like that.
But the Tupac,
But I feel like he's not capitalizing on it enough. Eh.
Yeah.
My favorite one is the J Cho and JJ Lin, the two that cannot sing one. You know not?
No.
There's these two person that look like J Cho,
Exactly
like a not so good looking version of J Cho and JJ Lin. And they're friends. They happen to find each other in this world. And then they cannot sing. They sing like shit. But then they will just play it, and then because they are so bad and they know it, they just laugh at each other. Y'all got watch before?
Never. I need to watch.
I
You
need
need
to
to
show
send
you.
us.
us.
Send us.
Speaking of glitches in the Matrix, right? You all know about doppelgangers? Have you all, I mean, this is obviously one of the glitches in the simulation we live in, right? So, have you all met or seen any of your
Oh my god, I thought I
doppelgangers
saw
before?
my mother. Like, not me lah.
Yeah.
But so, I'm not sure that I told this story before, but when I was younger, right, because my parents are so strict, even when I want to buy a cup of bubble tea, right, I need to call home and ask for permission.
Whoa.
This is in secondary school, by the way. So then I was on the way home, then I secretly buy one, right? Then I thought I just finished and then I just throw away before I reach home, then no one will ever know it. So then after that I walk and then I see my mum like walking from the opposite direction. Like she has the exact same haircut and the exact same clothes that my mum has. And after that, like she walked past me and go inside the supermarket. Then I see her, I straight away throw the drink away like, anyway. Then after that,
Oh my god,
did
that's
you
so
finish
real.
much
the
do you drink?
drink?
How much
I like half.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
not bad. And plus got ice, so maybe 2/3.
Right, but the pearl you clear a bit lah.
Then after, so she walked to the supermarket and then I like kind of cut across like that, and then I went home. My home is there. Then my mother at home having tuitions.
But
in the Matrix.
it's guilt lah. It's the guilt.
Correct.
I guilt that I
Possibly.
manifested my
Yeah,
mother.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Your
possibly
brain's
Because you
still
were
in the
thinking
blank.
that as you enjoy this beverage,
Correct,
you
correct.
cannot get
But
caught
it
by
really
your mom.
looks like the exact same clothes also.
Oh, hallucination.
I was so scared.
Like ever since I was young, right? I don't know, for some reason I always somehow meet like people that really, really accurately look like older versions of my friends. And for some reason, right, there came a point of time where I remember meeting 5 of them, right? And after I realized, oh my god, I always lose connection with the actual friend after I see their older version in real life.
What
Yeah.
sorcery?
Like-
is-
Like, I swear, like this was happening until like, I was 14, and then I forgot about it until like 3 years ago, right? I saw someone that looks like an older person of my very good friend right now, and then I went, oh fuck, I'm gonna lose that friend. Like I was so convinced
But
again.
now,
I
You
feel
try.
like we have splintered a bit lah.
Make an effort lah to
Why
always
you
like,
yourself,
hey, hang
bro?
out.
But I don't know if it's self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah.
It's the old self coming
Oh, you
back.
meant Jose.
The Bruce Willis and the Joseph
Joseph
Gordon-Levitt.
we're coming back to tell him to break up their friendship.
No, like it's like so in my head, how I interpret it is that they come back in time to this is the last time that we are friends
No,
again
they
or
know
something.
that
I
this
don't
is the pattern they need him to establish in his head, so that it's a
They can shake him off.
self-fulfilling prophecy, because if that doesn't happen, something worse will happen,
Yeah.
like the world ending.
know.
Like they might kill you.
What?
Yeah, and so I need to subconsciously
Oh my
lose connection with
God.
them. Yeah.
But
it's
did you tell
crazy.
your friend about this?
No. I've never
They
actually
cannot
said it
know.
out loud until today. Like I remember there was one time where like I had a girlfriend in like secondary school, like very young one lah, right, 14, and I remember seeing someone who looks so exactly like her, and I just went like, wow, I just hugged
Break
her
up.
like the first time I saw, like the
Oh.
next time I saw her, because I felt it. Wow.
I
this
feel
is
like the
damn-
He's
saddest.
living in a sci-fi movie, I
Yeah,
swear.
yeah.
Oh shit.
I
Which
feel
I
like the
built up in my own
saddest part
head.
of like.
He got a lot of self-imposed mental problems.
yeah, really, yeah.
But he going for the empty chair therapy.
No, the worst part, right,
Really
is
though?
the thing that really convinced me, right, was that I think for most of them, maybe not all of them, for most of them, right, we always make eye contact somehow, and it always lasts for like 2-3 seconds, kind.
No.
And then it just-
Wait,
So
okay,
scary.
sorry,
Getting
yeah,
weird
but
chills.
Yeah.
Are you f***ing with us? Or
I'm
is
not. I
this
swear, like at least I've met at least 9 of them in my life.
Wouldn't it be so
Like
creepy
bump
if you
in.
see your friends start turning older and then it really looks like them?
Yeah.
How much
He won't
does
remember.
the Jose guy look like me?
Not at all.
Oh, you saw his future already.
No, I haven't. There was another guy that I know
Almost.
from school that everyone for some reason says
Hey, he was
looks
school?
like him. He was my school.
From school.
Yeah.
Hey, look like me.
Everyone keeps saying, everyone keeps calling him that guy.
No, but most of the time, doppelgangers, right? You don't see yourself, one. You see other people that you know, right?
Sometimes you get insulted though when someone say, "Hey, I see a doppelganger."
Yeah.
Then what the that guy damn ugly. Then you're like, "Sian."
That's how people see me.
No, I ever tell you about the first doppelganger I've ever seen of myself.
Say.
You see before your own
So,
self.
so I was at home, right? This was like in
Oh,
the
mirror
poly,
lah, mirror.
In poly days.
Yeah. It's okay, let him finish his story lah.
Okay.
Just saw the sea monster.
So I was receiving WhatsApp messages, people sending me images, and back then, right, it's like it was MMS. So it cost money to send one. And people were sending it to me.
50 cents.
Then I was getting it, right? Then I see, right, people sending me photos saying, "Hey bro, I saw you on Singapore Idols, yeah." Then I opened the photo, and in my head, right, I was like, when the did I go for the audition?
But to be fair, last time the camera quality is
Wait,
pretty
can I
trash.
Google this photo?
I cannot find it. I've been trying to find it. I swear, I thought it was me, no. Even my family was sending it to me, asking me how come you never tell us you go.
Oh wow.
Scary. Even the guy's mannerisms and all from the little clip you can see. It's like,
What's his name?
I don't know. I
Okay,
cannot
season
remember.
1 you can buy
He
the
was
box
wearing a
set.
red t-shirt, same hairstyle, everything. Wow,
But his performance good.
scary. I couldn't see the.
He didn't win
Because
lah.
MMS.
MMS, sorry.
He didn't win.
He didn't make it to the TV stage.
Showbiz is 50% how you look lah.
Nice.
It's true.
And here,
And the other 50% is your personality. Quick, show your ass.
Oh yeah.
let me turn to the side. Okay, wrong side.
But when speaking of like advancement, right? I recently read about something that is the opposite of that. Have you heard of a human Z? You know
No.
what a human Z is? So basically, there have been repeated attempts, right, throughout history. I just stumbled upon this, like throughout history, to combine the human and the chimpanzee to make a hybrid.
Hey, how come I read about this human Z also? Of course you
I
shared
just
it.
shared.
That's wonderful.
No, but it's like we're trying to evolve, but backwards. You know, we split off like way far back. Then now they're trying to go back up.
They will
Like,
obviously take
confused.
the best of both and merge together So
The
that means
flexibility.
you have hands for feet. Then you can double.
No, but how do
grab
you cannot choose the
extra
DNA,
things.
what?
No
So you have to keep
then
trying.
customize lah.
No.
Hey, finish the
Then what?
article,
In
finish
the
the
end, I do
article.
already.
Yeah,
Then I
oh,
become
no,
a
no.
Harry.
It's a very interesting article.
Yeah, so basically, it started because of a Soviet biologist. Not surprised.
They tend to be Soviet.
Yeah, in the 1920s, actually.
No, it's an idea that has fascinated humankind for a long time because they were discovered to be our closest species, and so people have the misconception that humans evolved from
Monkeys.
a chimpanzee itself.
But we didn't.
We didn't.
It didn't work like that.
We have a common ancestor somewhere
Correct.
far back.
It's branched out.
What's the name of what we evolved from? The
Homo
Homo
erectus.
erectus.
yeah. Then there's a lot of other strains also. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not just
Yeah.
the
Strains.
erectus. there's
The
like,
the Neanderthals and
Neanderthals. correct.
Neanderthals. Then got another one. Yeah.
It's the Big Bang Theory song. Whole universe came.
Like we could have just been one other thing.
One other branch. Yeah, so humans have one fewer pair of chromosomes than other eggs. Than other apes.
Imagine me having a pair of chromosome from an egg. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but then so there's kind of a disconnect there, lah. But they believe that is feasible.
Okay, I take over. So right,
Yes. No, I don't know what the
so
question is.
they tried it and then managed to get an ape pregnant with human sperm. So the insemination did
The
take
guy,
place.
no champion.
However,
No, it's
after World War II, the reason
They
I thought they
threw
lost the
away.
war on the
Yeah.
stuff,
Shut down.
right?
Yeah.
And at that point, the chimpanzee was 3 months pregnant.
Right.
And
they
then it
just-
died lah due to neglect.
They let it die.
But also by right, interspecies, like the offspring of an interspecies.
But that's how evolution takes
whatever.
place, though.
Yeah, if only it was that one guy that managed to successfully impregnate a chimpanzee.
Wait, so they never try again?
That's how they discover it. Also a myth.
Yeah, also-
Also a myth.
We call him a
Misinformation,
champ or we call him a
Chimp.
Okay, sorry.
Chimpian.
The new brand.
You call it a chimera, right?
Chimera.
What the car?
Chimera.
To try and
Chimera.
mix a human and an animal.
Chimera.
Chimera.
Sentients.
Is it better if we become cyborg or if we become human Z?
Cyborg.
Like both ways we cannot improve, right? One is our leg also become hand, then we can like grab things at all
No, but
times.
you watch Altered Carbon. Have you watched Altered Carbon?
I've watched
Oh, the
Planet of
sleeve
the-
thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Watch Planet
It's so
of the
cool
Apes.
though. Like you get to just upgrade your body and then if your body dies, right, you just transfer your consciousness to another body, to another sleeve.
Yeah, the concept very interesting.
Yeah.
The concept very interesting. I'm
Like
thinking of
mirror.
X-Men already. In my head, it's na 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 na.
It just came to my like YouTube feed. Like there was in America's Got Talent, there was these two people that come out, one from Australia, one from another part of the world, and then they got a previous contestant to come out and just sing a song. They drag out a camera, right, and then just pointed at the guy, and then it was Simon Cowell. Like the
Yeah.
screen behind
Like
him
deep fake.
is live deepfake,
Deepfake.
in that sense. And then that guy just sang a song, and it was Simon singing that song, and it was good, freaky. And then they pass him.
So the talent is actually on the developer that created the code, the software.
Yeah, no. So the developers came out to say hi first. Then,
Wait, but they pass him because of the singing performance or the
they
technology?
just say how cool it is. I just feel like if you win it, then what are you gonna do? You just mimic other people.
But can you be
or take over the world.
imagine you're Simon Cowell though, you'll be like, what the guys, why you all use my
Yeah.
image? I never
But he
say
stand
Ken
up and
also.
clap.
He's
For
scared already.
himself.
He's scared of the
Yeah.
Is it because
technology.
he sing good? Is it because the singer is good?
He was one of the
Either
finalists.
that or they scared that they defake him in like some like really bad situation.
He's being blackmailed.
Yeah. But can you imagine now like when you
Imagine
actually-
some guy go like, I want to catch Simon Cowell sucking dick.
correct.
Yeah,
Can
then it's
sia.
like, I need you to go and suck dick.
So now anytime you got evidence,
Then the guy's like, huh? How he just like set something on fire?
it's so scary now because if you have video evidence of like someone killing someone, right, you can just deepfake like the face and then just pass it off as evidence.
Wow, don't
Oh,
give them any
metadata.
ideas.
Metadata.
And then people just believe whatever they see on the internet anyway.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to get cancelled and killed before the evidence comes out.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so which leads me
Weird.
to a bit back to this, right? Is do we just constantly advance for the sake of advancement? Like, is there no point where we can be
Content.
satisfied? Yeah.
I cannot remember who said this quote, right? But it's that mankind's biggest mistake was stopping at the moon
Mm.
and like not going further, not advancing and all that. So I think that kind of like plays into this because if we don't explore, right, we just don't know what is out there. If we don't like try to make advancements, we just don't know what we can achieve in a sense or like how much we are limiting ourselves and like perhaps there's this level of comfort that we're not achieving. There's this like thing that we're not curing, this problem that we're not solving.
So actually, I was
But neither
watching-
neither can we stop development because the current rate of life is unsustainable.
Yeah.
We do need to leap.
Like there were two things. So one was that there was an Elon Musk quote where he said that like, can you imagine we went to the moon in 1969 or something like that, right? And it's been 40 years. Like people assume that progress happens automatically, but you actually need to put all these
Actively,
resources. It's
yeah.
because they stopped the space race. That's why like he has to restart everything all over again, right? The second thing was that I was watching an episode of John Oliver where he was talking about monopolies in the tech industry, like how Apple controls the app stores, Amazon controls all the marketplaces, to the point that if you're a third-party seller, right, and Amazon creates an Amazon Basics version of your product, you're good as dead.
Yeah.
And so he was saying that how AT&T in the 1990s, right, also said the same thing. They had a monopoly in the telecom industry in America. And they said, if you break up our monopoly, right, you will regret it. We are so comfortable now already. When the government broke it up, that's how we have the internet of today. Everyone has all the plans. Everyone has access to the internet. Last time it was so expensive to even get the internet. So actually, if we break up monopolies, we'll probably have more innovations and more progress than we can ever imagine. And we should probably do so. But again,
Hard
whether
to
we do
say
it for
though,
the
I
sake
feel.
of it. No, because say for example, Traveloka or like an Expedia, right? When you Google something right now, Google will straight away use their own flight tracker for you. No, I think Expedia and Traveloka all said that they lost so much traffic because of this. No one goes to their site anymore. So you can imagine if you are a startup that's creating a new technological product, right? You come out, you do it, you're on the first page of Google. Google realizes that this is getting so much traffic, they're going to create a similar product, and then you're completely dead already. And it almost stifles innovation because of that. Yeah.
Right.
It's like the Yeezy Adidas debate as well. Yeah.
What is the easy idea debate?
Like the you know the Yeezy.
You try to pretend like you
I thought you was gonna explain.
I thought you know. The Yeezy slides.
I know.
Right? Which is like created together with Adidas, one, right? Then now Adidas is releasing their own version of the slides, and Kanye recently just posted, right, to say that, to call out their creative director or something, saying that
Yeah.
you blatantly
CEO.
just copy.
It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, and then this is everything that does not help artists. Yeah, it stifles creativity and all this kind of stuff, lor. Then after that, people shoot him back. Say, you think you invented slides, man?
The silhouette quite similar though.
Yeah.
all slide silhouette is same one.
No.
It's different.
It's a bit like the
It's way
amount
too
of
similar.
toe. The amount of toe is
The
different.
colors also are the same.
Thank you for watching today's episode. Like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you want us to talk about. Comment down below. See you.
If you are a doppelganger, you know somebody who looks at us, can you please
If you
send
are.
us?
Don't send me. Y'all keep sending me all ugly ones. I'm really terrible about myself.
They keep sending him like Jim.
Human Z already exists.
Human Z.
Is that how you feel?
No, because we were
No
talking
one
about
has sent me a dream before. Thanks for watching.